Hey, so what's going on, Battlefielders? It is Pone, and we got a cool little video for you guys today. One of the most commonly asked questions, there are some sort of variation I get asked is, hey Pone, what's your favorite sidearm? Or what is the best one? So I've developed a little video for you guys to check out down below. I've spent the last 7 hours of my life editing and getting clips for this to put together, so hopefully you enjoy it. It would really mean a lot to me for you guys to take a moment to leave a rating or favorite it or something like that, because a lot of work went into it. So without further ado, here we go with the pistol layout. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with the 93R. It has a total of 21 shots in the mag, and it's got 25 damage close range, with a drop-off of 14 damage. The odd catch to the weapon is it's a burst fire sidearm. This gun is very similar to the G18 in the aspect of almost every situation except for the fact that it has a little bit more damage, and it's also supposed to be the gun in the game that has the least amount of recoil, which I definitely disagree with. Now, the 93R is usually a 3 to 4 burst weapon. What happens is, in this situation right here, I managed to pick these guys off in 3 bursts apiece, which left me 3 bullets left over. So in the best case scenario, you will pick up 2 kills. Worst case, it's about 1. The gun is very, very horrible at long range. It proves to be a good sidekick to any sort of sniper class. It's one that, if you need to, you can spam the trigger, enter the entire magazine, and get that kill that you've been looking for. So a lot of times you'll find yourself only picking up the 1 kill with this gun, but with the damage, the rate of fire, and the fact that it is burst, it gives itself one of the opportunities to be that quick punch resort that you need if you are under pressure in a close range situation. Okay, so now we move on to the G18. It's got about 20 shots, and it has an initial damage of 20 with a drop-off of 12.5, making this gun one of the most popular go-to weapons in the game, especially for those that do not have a quick trigger finger. So despite the fact that it says that the 93R has a little bit less recoil, both of them seem pretty damn close to identical. Now it comes down to, you want a full auto, or do you want one to burst to control and possibly conserve your ammunition, because in almost every situation the G18 will be a 1-kill weapon. Now, despite the similarities between the 93R and this gun right here, they have the same rate of fire, the same almost everything outside of damage, but the one advantage this one does have is the ability to go full auto. Now, the one thing that I would recommend for you guys, because it does have such unusual recoil to maintain, I would suggest you guys to never ever aim down sights with this weapon. I know it's an awkward request, but that's something that I found to actually improve the accuracy of the weapon, and I have no clue why it is, but it became much better of a sidearm when that situation. Now, this is the gun that I like to use if I have a bolt-action sniper rifle and I am not sure about being flanked, or if I need to run down a corridor, and obviously the sniper is not the logical choice. So this is my opportune weapon of choice when I have a bolt-action sniper rifle. This is the one that I feel most comfortable and confident with when I need to kill that one guy. Okay, so now we're on to the big dog himself, the 44 Magnum. It's comes equipped with 6 shots. It starts off with the initial damage of 60 up close to the chest, and it has a drop-off of 30. Now, these are the old stats, because what I've noticed lately is the damage of the gun and or a multiplier has been added to not only this gun, but the MP412 Rex as well. So it does pretty much a 75 damage to the chest point blank now, and it does about 40 with that kind of range. So it definitely has been amplified somehow. I'm not sure exactly where, but that's a little tip that those numbers are somewhat outdated. So for those of you who ask me which is the best gun in the game and or the most powerful, in one word, I have to say this one right here. Okay, so that was like 4 words. But anyways, this is the weapon that stands alone. You'll see a lot of the MLG pros do this. You see a lot of the best players in the world. The reason for being is it's almost always a 2-shot kill with this weapon. And this weapon stands alone in that category. The only one that comes even close to it is MP412 Rex, when a lot of time that could be a 2 to 3 shot kill weapon, where this one is almost always a 2 kill. Now, of course, its downfalls are the fact that it's only equipped with 6 bullets, but if you make it count, you can easily get 3 kills with it. I find myself almost always getting at least 2 kills, and it's one gun that I'm confident with in close, medium, and long range. It's the one weapon that I actually enjoy, the iron sights, and it has such damage that over time and over distance, this gun is very, very accurate. Overall, best sidearm in the game. So now we move on to the 44's less attractive cousin. We have the MP412 Rex. Both of them have 6 shots. This one has 50 damage with a drop-off of about 28. And just like the 44, this one got a little buff of itself. No longer is it 50 damage to the chest close range. It's actually 60 now. And about 50 to the limbs. So this gun can actually be a 2-shot kill anywhere in the body at close range now. In most situations, it's usually a 3-shot. So at the end of the day, this is almost always a 2-kill weapon, and the 44 has a better chance of getting a 3-kill possibility with the 6 shots, compared to this one most likely getting a 2. Okay, now as you know, the 44 has a much better likelihood of getting a 1-shot kill and almost always a 2-shot kill. This one is usually a 2 and possibly 3, so there are a few disadvantages that this gun has over the 44, but what it does have are a couple small little advantages, which makes this an opportune weapon to use. Now, even though the 44 is the best gun in the game, I prefer this in almost any close-range situation. I'm not sure what it is. I love the fact that it has a couple advantages, one of which being a quicker rate of fire, another being a quicker reload, and those right there mean a lot to me in these situations. But one major reason that it sets it apart is it has half the recoil that the 44 does, which means it's easier to maintain, and I actually like the iron sights a little bit more. So at the end of the day, I prefer this over the 44, but it doesn't mean it's better, especially at long range when you may have a primary bolt-action sniper. So now we hop onto the train about the M1911. It's got about 9 shots and 34 initial damage with 14 over the drop-off. Now this gun does a hell of a punch to the chest. It's one of the only pistols remaining left in this commentary that actually can kill in 3 shots. Most of the time it's 4 or 5, but it can be in 3 shots. Now the problem with this gun is the ammo capacity. It's only got 9 bullets, and most of the time it takes 4 or 5 shots to kill a guy, assuming you even hit the guy. So the likelihood of you getting more than 1 kill is very, very slim with this weapon, putting it in the category of possibly the worst sidearm in the game, and the only one that I think comes close to being as bad is the M9. Now, I am guilty of not trying many other weapons out. Initially, when I started playing this game, the only 2 I ever get a shot was the G18 and the 1911. I love the 1911 suppressed. Something about the iron sights, I really love to handle the gun. The recoil is maintainable, but a 1911, outside of the damage, is identical to the other pistols in the game, which really does not set it apart too much. It has half the ammunition that the rest of them have, so why would it be a logical choice? That's a question you gotta ask yourself. So after initially trying this gun out, it was my favorite one before I found the possibilities of having other guns that were almost damn near identical, except for they had double the ammunition. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, it's got 34 damage up close, but it's got the same rate of drop-off that the rest of them do. At the final cap, this gun is available to have 14 damage, identical to the other guys. So initially it's got 10 extra damage, but it drops steeply over time. So I know you're not going to use this gun too much in long-range situations, but if it's ever necessary, it's good to know that this gun is really not too much different than the rest of them. Now we move on to the final 3, and the reason I'm going to bunch these guys together is because they're pretty much identical. Almost every bit of them is identical. The reload rate, the recoil, the damage, all of it's similar. So we got the G17C, 18 shots, 25 damage with a 14 drop-off. Damn near identical in every certain way as the MP412 18 shots, 25, and a 14 drop-off. Both of which are pretty much equivalent. Now, the G17C does have a little bit of laser sight on it, but that's about it. That's the only major difference. Now we talk about the M9, which is identical in almost every way to the other 2, except for it's only got 16 shots. 2 less bullets really does make a difference when it comes down to killing it, where these guns basically take 4 to 5 bullets to kill a guy, and in long range it could be 6 to 10. So 2 bullets really do make a difference. We're going to start off with this clip with the G17C right now as I defuse this MCOM. Playing that objective, baby. It does have the laser sight underneath, as you guys can tell right now, which is supposed to increase the accuracy of hip fire, which I guess can tip your favor in every sort of way. I do not like the gun. I prefer the MP443, but I'll talk more about that when it gets down to it. But this gun is reliable. It's one of those guns that if you're running around with a shotgun or possibly a gun that's got low ammo capacity like the G3A3, you may need a gun that has the extra few bullets if you're in a pile of guys. It may be the right choice to do that. Power is not always the right way to go. Now we move on over to the MP443. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my favorite sidearm in the game. I don't know what it is about this gun, but it feels like the G17C. It feels like the M9. I know it's got same identical stats, but there's something about this gun that makes it perform better in my hand. Something about distance shots. Everything about this gun seems better. There's no stats or way that I could prove that this gun is better, but for me, it just may be a habit, but this gun is the best gun in the game for my playstyle. I like ammunition over power. The 44 is great, but I like to have the ability to kill a few extra guys. Now Now we move on to one of the potentially worst guns in the game. But even though it is the worst gun, does not make it bad. That's one of the great things about Battlefield is balanced weapons. So this gun could be great in the right hands. The only major difference between this one, the MP443 and the G17C, is the 2 bullets. And that 2 bullets could be the difference between 2 and 3 kills and 3 and 4 kills. So the other guns are better in almost every aspect because the ammunition and 2 bullets may not seem like a lot to you, but over range, this gun can sometimes take 8 to 10 bullets, leaving you the opportunity of maybe only getting 1 kill. And that's just not something I'm willing to do. I'm not willing to sacrifice 2 bullets in that situation. I will take a gun that I'm more comfortable with the MP443, and make use of it. So that's about wrapped up to this little episode. Hopefully you've thoroughly enjoyed it, maybe learned a little bit about it, and weren't as stubborn as I was, where I would only use the G18 or the 1911. Now that I've found out about the MP443 and some of these other weapons like the 44, I'm okay with using these now. I'm more confident. I have a different level and a little more respect for these weapons. So I want to encourage you guys to get out there, try these out a little bit. Like I said, the best overall weapon in the game for you was probably the 44 if you've never tested these out, and you just need to know that you have something strong in your hand when you're being revived or something like that. The 44 and the MP412 are probably the best 2 opportunities. If you're looking for something with a little bit more punch, a little bit more ammunition, go with the MP443. That's my suggestion to you guys. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a rating. It really helps out a lot. Check down in the description below for all the Reddit, the Twitter, and the Facebook. Peace out, guys. Get it.